Hey, welcome to CC Schools and Concerns. Well, it's been about 2 weeks. Before we get started with my guests here, I'm going to do a shout out. I want to thank Chris, James, and Savar for coming a couple of weeks ago, sitting with me, discussing. It was pretty good. We all had a good time. I also like to thank everybody who was chatting with us, doing their opinions and stuff like that. The drawing, it was Mimi who won the Buffalo Wild Wings, and it was Miss Angel who did Total Wines. So congratulations to them. I'm not doing the drawing today, but most likely in the next week, I'm going to be doing another drawing. So, tune in for that. But before we get started and I introduce my guests to you guys, I'm going to go ahead and have Jerome, my business partner, tell you guys about if you wanted to do a podcast or anything, how you can come on over here and join us.
All right. If you're interested in doing a show, you could just email me at barstoolpodcast 702 at gmail.com. It's scrolling there at the bottom of the screen. Or you can inbox me on Instagram. That's Jarreau702, JARREAU 702. And then, or you could just talk to Cynthia, talk to CC, and we can get it together. And what it is a $50 setup fee that includes setting up your YouTube page, your backdrop, your graphics, all of that. And then it's $25 per episode, hour-long episode. You don't have to do it every week. You don't have to do it the same day of the week. It's first come, first serve as far as the schedule is concerned. That way you have more flexibility and with your guests and stuff, because sometimes it's hard to get guests. If you say my show is every Saturday at 4:00, sometimes it's harder to get guests because they're not available Saturday at 4:00. So it's a flexible first come, first serve schedule. Like I said, $50 setup fee and then $25 per episode. And that's it.
Okay, thank you, Jerome. Okay, before we get before we get started, like I said, this is open. We haven't rehearsed anything. We just sitting here talking, finna have a good time. Well, to my left, I have Felecia Smith, my aunt, and over there, my far left, I have Pam Gaitor. That's my sister. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Y'all excited?
Yep. Been waiting for this moment for a minute.
All right, I'm ready. Okay, so let's before we get started, Fee, introduce yourself. Tell the people a little about you before we get started, and then Pam, and then we get into the conversation.
Okay, well, my name is Felecia Smith. I am a native of Las Vegas, 48 years. I know. Good black don't crack. I'm a mother of 5 children, a wife of 1. My son called me because he's supposed to pick me up. Kristen, can you call David, please, and tell him to go home? I don't need him. But anyway, excuse me for that. Always a mother, 24/7. But I'm a wife of 1, Wendell Lamar Smith. I am I want y'all to know who he is when I talk about him. I am a Christian woman. I do believe in Jesus Christ. I love to have fun. I'm a craftsman. I do a little bit of everything. I'm a jack of all trades. I feel like if you tell me to build a house, you give me the instructions, I can do it. So other than that, and I'm Cynthia's favorite aunt. And Pamela's too. So there you go.
And just before y'all go on, Mimi LeVar said, "Hey, family."
Hey, look.
Hey, me.
Girl, I'm drinking rum and Coke.
I got a little vodka.
We are live.
Okay.
And hi, I'm Pam Gaitor. I'm Cynthia's younger sister
Only sister.
and only sister. And I am married to Bruce Gaitor. A lot of you guys know him as Coach Gaitor from Cheyenne High School.
Oh, she giving all names and everything.
Been married to him for about 23 and a half years. And
Woo!
wow, that's a lot of years.
Yeah, a lot to talk about.
We sure do have a lot to say.
You want to tell them about anything else?
No.
Okay, Brianna BJ gonna be mad. You didn't shout them
I'm
out.
sorry. Got two babies. BJ, 21, and Brianna is 17 in a couple of days.
Okay,
Yes.
well, that's good. So, like I say, welcome. And if all you guys don't know me, which you should know, because like I say, I'm glad you're hitting that subscribe button. So when we do shows, it'll notify you. I am Cynthia Colbert of CC's Coos and Concerns. So, ladies, what we want to talk about first? I know our main I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, just chime in.
I'm not sure. Mimi said that's a lie,
Oh,
and then
okay.
Kristen Huddleston said LOL Mimi at Mimi.
Yeah, because when they was talking about what they was drinking, she
Oh.
hollering her
Oh,
wrong.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
You know we lying.
Okay.
We firm.
Okay, so ladies, our subject now. Before we get started, I'm gonna kind of hold off on this for a minute. But anyway, before we get started, now remember we're gonna talk about marriage and stuff. But guess what, you guys? It's gonna be a catch to this. Their husbands is coming on next week to sit with me. So whatever they got to say, believe me, it's gonna.
It's gonna be a rebuttal.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's gonna be a
okay.
rebuttal. So be
I'm
careful.
I'm sorry. Mimi said when she said that's a lie, she meant I'm the favorite.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, you guys, let me explain this to you so we can, because y'all probably looking at them and say, dang, how does they end and stuff? Okay, this is it. This is how I'm going to break down the story. Now, listen carefully. My grandmother and my mom. My mom had me. Then my grandmama had Mimi. Hey, Mimi. Then my mom had Pam. And then my grandmama had Fee. So my mom and my grandmama, they was getting busy. They was together, so we was kind
It was
of
a race to the finish
so
line.
I do have two aunts who are younger than me. So that's how, so we all close in age. But like I say, back in the day, grandmama and mama, they was doing their thing. Miss them days.
They still doing it now.
I heard that.
They just a little younger now.
Mimi
Yeah.
said too much info. See,
Meech, you want to come on down here? Because I think I got a seat for you. Come on
She need a
down here.
microphone.
No, okay. But anyway, let's start. We was going to talk about marriage. So, ladies, let's start with Pam. Let's talk. Yeah. First of all, I will say this. I love my brother-in-law. They've been married for over 20-some years, 23.
23 and a half.
And I can honestly say we have never had a disagreement. Never. There's a lot of people who can't say that in the world, but I'm a person. I do not get involved with married people. We used to go on trips and stuff, and I used to say, Pam, if you do not be all wifey and stuff, I'll buy you something. Leave a man alone. If we have to drive around the same corner 18 times, just say, Bruce, it'll be okay. So that's how, so I'm just going to tell you guys that I pride on that you could be with somebody and you never get into arguments and stuff, and stuff like that. So I'm happy with that. But anyway, go on, Pam. Tell us a little about your marriage.
I married Bruce November 11th of 1995, and we've been married 23 and a half years. And we have a 21-year-old son and a 17-year-old daughter. And I have to say, it's been work. Marriage is work. A lot of people don't think that marriage is work, especially, this day and time. A lot of women are more excited about the wedding versus the marriage. But of course, the wedding is exciting. It's fun to plan. It's a lot of fun, but once everybody go home,
Okay.
and the door closed, and it's just us,
And
and then the work starts.
okay,
I mean,
and I'm just gonna tell Pam every once in a while, Pam, turn around so the people can see you. Say hi.
yeah,
When you make a statement, turn around so they can see you. No, I'm just joking. But
okay,
seriously.
yeah, but it's work to have a good marriage. No marriage is perfect. I don't think no marriage would ever be perfect. But it's a lot of work to have a good marriage. I mean, communication to me is the key.
Yes.
If you can't communicate with that person, it's just stagnant. It's not gonna go anywhere. It loses its vibe.
Yeah, you have to choose your battles in marriage, like what you know you want to fight over and what you don't want to, and when to be silent and when to talk, and when to cuss.
And not cutting you off, Sophie, tell us about your how long you've been married and stuff.
Well, fortunately and unfortunate for me, this is my second marriage and my husband's second one. I was married before for about 10 years and, you know, on and off. And then today I've been married 3 years, but I've been with him for 10. So like she said, marriage is a lot of work. It kind of reminds me of the Three Little Pigs story, you know, how you build your marriage. You have to build your marriage on a solid foundation. If you don't, if you build it on straws and sticks, somebody gonna come and blow it right on down. You know,
thought about it like that.
But right, but
Yeah.
you have to, you know, and it's like building a house too. You know, you don't build a house overnight. You know, in order to have a strong foundation, you have to, you know, put a little bit here today, they put, you know, the wall up, then they put this foundation up, they, you know, so it's something that you building on every single day. And we may have started off in the serious end of marriage, but it's fun too. Marriage is fun. It's good to have somebody to come home to every night. My husband is my best friend, you know. He the first person I want to tell something to. You know, when something happens, I want to tell him because most of the time he the first person I'm gonna see, you know. You have to learn how to love each other too. And let me just say this, and you know, this my disclaimer, because I was married before. So the first marriage, I really married for love. Oh, I was in love. The second marriage, I married for a few things. You know, stability. And, you know, because I'm older and I'm 48 years old, I'm just putting it out on the table. Oh, I love him. He know I love him because if I didn't, I'd have been gone. I married for, you know, stability, you know, to have a friend and to build something with someone. In the beginning, you blind, you know, you like, you know, oh, I love him, he love me, he make me feel good, we look good together, you know, you know that stupid stuff. And I'm just being honest, you know, and it does not, you know. So it's some work, you know, but it's a lot of fun, and it's good to have a partner, and you have to know what you have in your partner. 99% of the time, I do not like my husband, but because he think he a comedian, and he gets on my nerves.
Let me go in just like I went in on Uncle Dale. I love my Uncle Dale. He loves me to death. I love my Uncle Dale. So, Dale, you gonna get your chance. Just let him keep
I love him too, but he still gets on my nerves. And he tell me the same thing.
And he's funny because they try to, every time I go over there, they be like, Cent, don't laugh at him. Cent, don't laugh at him. Because every time he open his mouth. Because he got jokes. And I'm always laughing. So, you know, you guys definitely gonna enjoy next week because he gonna have us laughing and stuff. Yeah. And guess what, Jerome? You know, you always welcome to chime in and stuff. You know. So, I know. I'm just
what you know about marriage? What you know about marriage?
Yeah,
no, it's like marriage.
14 years worth. I've been to the show and seen the strings behind the.
Stop us when we wrong, huh? About that, it ain't easy.
Yeah, I ain't said nothing wrong yet.
Nothing wrong, you know, but only the strong survive in marriage. You know, only the strong survive. And 23 years, my hat's off to Pam, you know, and they make it look good, you know, because that's what you really do. You make it look good, but like you said, when you shut them doors, you don't know what people go through. That's why I never judge people and relationships. You know, people are going through so many things, but we think because you driving the Lexus and you know, you got your fingernails done and your hair done, you know, but you behind closed doors, you take off that makeup, you crying every night, you know, didn't sleep the night before, your kids running wild. You know, there's a lot of things. So as a people and a generation, we need to just kind of just pipe down on some things and just learn how to look and listen.
And one thing I want to say, you know, I know a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, for at least 41 people, my subscribers, I've never been married. So people probably wondering, you know, okay, well, she talking about marriage, what do, you know, she got to do with it? But remember, I'm telling you guys, I was with a mom and dad who would have been married over 43 years. I've been around my aunts, my sister and them. So I've seen marriage. I know marriage. No, I've never been married. Been damn near close, had bridesmaids and shit like that. Still ain't never had no dress and stuff. Still ain't never walked down the aisle. Been a damn bridesmaid for about 3 years. Got 3 ugly ass dresses in the closet. So I do not want to be nobody else's bridesmaid. Just to let y'all know. No, I'm just joking. But anyway, just to let you know, I do know about marriage and and stuff like that. But let's keep going. We doing good.
Tamika Bolton say, hello, ladies. CC, love the show. Any advice on dating and finding a husband?
Thank you, Tamika. Hi. When she talk like that, y'all can say hi. She tell me y'all
How to make any advice on dating and finding a husband?
Yeah.
I always people always tell me don't go look. Let them find you.
Yeah.
I mean, am I wrong? I mean, that's what people say all the time. Just relax.
Yeah.
Just relax. Because you know what? I've noticed that the more, not the more you do, it's just that when you do things and stuff and you do it out of love and you think and stuff, sometimes you don't get the same response that you giving them. And I don't buy love. Because whatever I do for you, I do it from the heart. And we know as a close family, we all, we do things for each other and stuff like that. So, Tamika, Pam, what can you give a?
Like you say, don't go searching for it. It'll come to you. God's ready to send somebody to you. He'll come to you.
I'm still waiting 52 years, so I don't know what the hell's waiting. Right. But I ain't gonna talk about God. Pam, tell them what you waiting to do for me.
Oh, I'm waiting to walk down the aisle.
She really think at 52 I'm gonna have a wedding with a white dress because she wants to walk by herself.
You might, people get married at all ages.
I've seen it. You know what? Miss Angel, who won the total gift card, Miss Angel got married to her husband at like around 50 or whatever, and it was beautiful. So she always give me those words of encouragement, like Cynthia, it can happen, it might happen, and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. Of course, I'm not gonna wear a white dress with the long veil and all that.
You
but
might.
No.
It's your first wedding.
Right.
You know what? I just want to have a wedding so my sister can walk. She just want, and she want to walk by herself. She already said she want to walk by herself. She don't want
pair her with Bruce. No, but the advice I would give is be open. Sometimes your husband be right in your view, and it's the person that you would least think that would be the person for you. And, like they said, don't look, don't press no issues, stay open, change your viewpoint on how you view men. That's a lot of reasons why a lot of women are single. We have that look on our face like, I don't want to be bothered, don't ask me no questions. Because I know when I go in the grocery store, I'd be like, if somebody even come approaching me, they either finna beg or say something stupid. And the look on my face be like, not today, bro, not today. So, you just have to be open. I think relationships today are they so crazy. You can't trust nothing and nobody, and I would stay married just to not have to date again. Right. Because it's hard out there, and you can't trust people like you once could. People are just they just strange.
And you don't want to change for that person either. You want to be true to yourself. I see a lot of women change for a man, and to me, I just consider that just so weak. We have to empower ourselves. We got so much power, and we don't even know it. Right. I work with some ladies who, she just lets her husband just dominate her, and I tell her she has so much power
and worth,
but she doesn't know that. And to me, it's just like there's so many weak women out there, and we just
I know you use the word weak, but maybe you could say weak, but in their defense, it's not too much to me. I would say weak. It's just that you get beat down so much, you get
no self-esteem,
and stuff like that.
And then you get used to that, being treated like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't. And very nice people. These ladies are so nice, I mean,
And deserve more.
Yeah.
and they help belittle themselves because they don't speak up for what's right. Right is right.
I used to always tell Pam, she'll call me and she'd be telling me stuff. I'd be telling her, please don't ever write for Hallmark, because the girl will. Don't call if you on the edge and getting ready to jump. Don't call Pam, because guess what? You over.
I'm gonna tell you to jump. Because that's either apply for help or if you're gonna jump. Don't be
sometimes
playing.
we gotta put on our big girl panties and stand up for what you believe in. Don't let a man dictate your every move.
Right.
Especially when you working 8 hours a day and
Providing, and a lot of that is too that the man is just as weak as the woman, so he feels dominant over her because he a little stronger than she is, but both of them in reference is just as weak as they come. That's why they together.
Right.
But I'm with you. We need to empower each other. We need to encourage each other. We need to be better friends, better mothers,
Right.
better cousins, and we need to tell each other the truth.
Right.
Call a spade a spade. I'm not into lying to people and telling them, hey, yeah, that's a good idea. And then, as soon as I shut up, be like, girl, she about to, do this, that, and other, so on and so forth. That's what's wrong with the world. We look each other in the face and we lie.
Right.
Right. And we
Yeah.
don't help each other in better ourselves.
And we think as women that we can fix everything. Like, I'm gonna get with this man who got this many problems, but I'm gonna be the one to fix him. Just because you get married, that doesn't mean you're going to fix his issues.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it gets a little tougher once you say I do. And
and marriage don't change that.
No.
Because if you screwed up before the I do, you still gonna be screwed up after the I do.
with a piece of paper.
Right,
That's
and a
all.
ring.
Yep.
And a ring, yes, and it's not easy.
But do you think? Let me ask this question. Do you think, like, okay, you engage, you didn't plan this wedding, it's almost time for this wedding, and something didn't happen, and it's like, oh hell, I can't go through with this. But you scared to counsel it because you can't get your money back for this. You can't do this. What would you do in a situation like that?
Well, I wouldn't be in a situation like that.
I mean, be
personally,
honest,
I wouldn't put myself in a situation like that because when you make a decision, you do have to stick to it. But if you find out, like, I'll give you an example of a friend of Kristen's. I remember found out right before she was getting married, the sister found out that the husband-to-be was cheating, and they didn't go through with it. All the money was spent, everything was paid for. They went on Facebook and blasted his butt or something to that nature. You may have spent that. Yeah, right. You may have spent $5,000 or $10,000, but just think down the line how much money you're really gonna save and how much physical and mental abuse with the cheating and the lies and all that stuff. That stuff is damaging.
Yeah.
Stress. It is.
That stress takes
And the older you get, it gets worse. Then now you got kids involved in that. It's a whole lot of things to it. So sometimes you got to bite the bullet and say, you know what, I'm cool.
So you basically saying it don't matter. It could be
the night before.
10 minutes before you finna walk down the aisle, you get some information. It's a done deal. Let's have a party.
I'm gonna walk on down there and it's like I want to recite some vows. I vow not to so and so. If we're in the church, I got to pick choice words. So but other than that, it's cool. And the other thing too is with relationships. I don't know if you guys seen where the boyfriend just killed the 3-year-old. Did y'all read that? Recently in news, it was a couple of killings of children within the last week. But this particular one was the boyfriend killed a little girl. He was 3 years old. Stop trusting these men y'all just met or y'all know is crazy. Look, you cannot hide crazy too long.
No.
You can't. You can't. You can shadow some stuff for a little while, but after a while, everybody true colors filters through. You cannot hide crazy.
Yeah.
If he talking crazy to you and slapping you upside your head and doing all manners of things, what do you think he's gonna do to your children? He don't have no respect for you. He don't have no respect for himself. And there's too many little kids dying behind this. Too many, not just kids, anybody.
Yeah.
And this
Just
is
seen
foolishness
they just
at
found
its
the
best.
little girl that was the 4-year-old.
That was missed.
Yeah, and he finally tell them where they dumped the body and stuff.
And that was the uncle that killed the niece. And I still want to hear the backstory on that. Like, why did you kill her? What was you mad at her mother? What, you know, because they said, all I read was, I know they said that he came to the house and then the next morning she was missing. Well, did he spend the night? Did he live there? Why was he over there overnight? You know.
And like you say, the bottom line is stop. Like you say, stop letting everybody keep your kids, the boyfriends. You know.
Yeah, some things just shouldn't happen. You know, absolutely. I know you guys probably have seen this on Facebook where they say, like, when family come and everybody want to hug and little kids are a little apprehensive, they don't want to hug or they don't want, and you should not force a kid that don't know Uncle Joe to, you know, to run up there and hug them, or you sitting them on folks' laps and all that stuff, and you know, you putting your kids in direct danger, you know, and you don't think about that stuff because we kind of old school, you know, and that kind of stuff was happening, but we didn't know that it was happening.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to be, man, I'm so glad I just graduated my last child.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, congratulations, TJ. I know he excited.
Ooh, no, I'm excited. Yeah, but that in a nutshell too, you know, so y'all just have to, you know, just be mindful, pay attention, stop being so thirsty that you let anybody around your kids and or even around you, you know, what God has for you is for you. I watch my 600-pound life every day, and every last one of them got a man. Some of them is 900 pounds, so if they can get a man at 900 pounds, I know for a fact you can get one. Just wait.
Why you have to go there?
I'm just saying, I be amused.
And you notice that everybody got skinny men. Everybody man skinny.
But you know, but then men generally like bigger women.
Okay.
But you know, I don't know if it's a challenge
So
or what.
dedicated to that woman too.
Girl, be cooking, be there every day, bathe or do whatever.
I don't even know how you even bring that up.
No, because I always
so
think
Felicia
about
make
that.
me feel real bad now. So this 600-pound woman got a man, but I can't get a man. Okay.
No, but see, the thoughts with that is because, you know, sometimes we just, our standards is too high.
Yeah.
You know, you want, like, when they say professional women, you know, with attitudes and all that stuff, you know, what do you need a man for? That's the first thing, the question I would ask. And I would say 20 times out of 20,
I can't even say
people
why I
are going
need
to
a
answer
man.
that question wrong. You know, the first thing, I don't need a man to buy me a house, a car, and all that stuff. Neither do I. That's not why you have a man in the first place.
Right.
I'm very specific. Every time I get in an argument with my husband, I tell him all the time, I once didn't know you. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I chose you. So when you make a choice for something, that means that I want you. I didn't want what you had. I don't want what you had. You didn't have nothing. So, and even if you did have it, it's still yours. I want to build a relationship with somebody. That's the only way it means something.
Yes.
You and Bruce built your marriage from ground up. I know you start right room apartment. I remember.
Oh
We
yeah.
stayed in a one-bedroom apartment for $450 a month, which we thought was a whole lot of money back then. And now we have a 2-story house.
Right, but you built that together, so it means something, and that's why when you fight to stay together, not to leave. Because if you stop talking, it's over with.
And this is a story we always tell people, and Mimi finna say, oh, Cynthia, you telling all the business. Pam know where I'm finna go. Pam got the husband, the white picket fence, the boy and the girl, you know, and stuff. And look over here, Cynthia, the single person. But love my mama and daddy, rest in peace. But I told them my mom and daddy had me a month before they got married. I was born a year before they got married. So I was born out of wedlock. Then they had Pam. So I always tell them, they used to laugh about it. I say, y'all curse me because I can't, I was born out of wedlock, so I don't got a husband and nothing like this. But Pam, y'all waited till y'all got married, the ring and everything. Look at her. She got her little perfect house with her little white picket fence, her husband, her.
Pam, it just looks, they look white and picket, don't it? Yeah, you know.
23 years with a 24-year-old.
I can't, Bruce, I love you, but I can't. She mentioned you so lucky. People tell me all the time I'm so lucky to be single.
I tell people, yes,
no,
girl,
no.
Let something happen to Dale. Woo, me and Mimi be talking about this all the time, don't we, girl? You ain't got to worry about another man bitten. No, ma'am. And when I get 50, we're gonna get our own rooms.
They always
knock, 2 knocks is you just want something. If you just want to talk, text.
Hey, how about when you hear about the older people got single beds? Then y'all
I know why. I know why. Because at some point in life, see, we creatures of habit now. When you get over 40, certain things you don't need no more. You don't need people. You need your time to yourself. You need to be able to have that alone time and enjoy time. Like, me and my husband got a perfect relationship because he knows how to leave me alone, and I know how to leave him alone. Right. I love that about him. We know how to come together. We know how to separate. We know when to be serious. We know when, he know when I ain't with that BS today, because then I start adding mamas to the thing. I start talking about people's mamas. No, yeah, we do talk about mamas. It's an inside joke, though. Yeah. And that's the beauty of learning your mate and paying attention. There's a quote that says, when you love what you do, you'll always be in love. And I believe that wholeheartedly with work, with play, with your children, with everything. If you love what you do, you'll always be in love. When you start to get to a point where you don't like this job, when work becomes work, when play, and it's time to leave, you have to know, and as mad as he make me and all that stuff, I still want to come home to him every day, because he's a good person. And I look at the heart of people, like not the surface, not when he leaving food all around and his shoes, and I got to pick up 100 pair of socks during the week and have around my seat. No. Them the days when you be wanting to, geez, I just want my own place, Lord. I just want my own space.
See, my husband's considered me as being spoiled because I don't cook. I'm going to say it for you, Bruce. He said a lot of us Vegas women, we don't cook. Born and raised in Vegas, we just don't cook. I mean, if you had a problem with it after a year or 2,
that's when you
cooking lessons.
But
right?
I'm
23 years in now, so.
And I tell Bruce all the time, Pam, she can't fool me because I grew up with her. When Pam say she can't cook, I remember she used to make the best barbecue chicken in the oven, like on like sloppy joe and stuff. Pam could cook. Pam just choose.
We all can cook.
Yeah, I can cook enough.
Some people can't cook. Some people say they can't cook.
When I say cook, you can cook enough to feed, long as you can eat it and you can feed it to somebody. That's decent cooking. I mean, no, we ain't chefs or anything like that, but I'm just saying, Bruce can cook though, so he's like the dominant cook. So that's one of the reasons why I don't cook. Now, me and Dale, we probably 50-50. Me and him probably can out-cook each other on a good day, but most of the time, like if I'm tired or whatever, he'll cook. If he's tired, I'll make him. He loves spaghetti. But that's another thing that I love about the bro. That was one of the reasons why I married him too, because he can wash, he can cook. And in the beginning when I met Dale, I had got sick. I don't know if y'all remember when I had broke out in this really bad rash. This was in the beginning when I met him. This man took care of my kids. Every day he made sure they went to school, worked. This was when we was just dating. I was bedridden. I wasn't on my deathbed. Let me get that right for everybody. But I couldn't get up. I was sick. I was really sick. And when a man will take care of you when you sick, that's when you knew. That's when I knew that I had a decent brother on my hand. I started to leave him a few times after that because the sick went out the door and I forgot about it. But just with that being said, those were some really good qualities. And sometimes women, when y'all looking for men, that's what you got to look for. You got to look for that stuff that, don't happen every day, but it happened. You're like, oh, okay.
And how he
This
treats his mother.
this in sickness and in health. Yeah.
Yeah, Pam had-
He treats his mom is a good sign too.
Mhm.
If he does right by his mom, because there's a lot of men out there that don't do right by their moms, and then they get with you, and
Right.
Yeah.
they treat you.
No respect for women.
No, none.
No respect for
None.
women, because the first woman in your life is your mother, and if you didn't love her right, you sure can't love me. And then if you have daughters too, if even having a daughter doesn't change you a little bit, because everybody got whorish ways. Everybody. Everybody that breathes got whorish ways. Now, some people tap into their hoe and some people don't.
Okay, for my little people that's gonna be watching, because I got a lot of people that watch from work and stuff. Could you explain to them what a horse way is?
Look, y'all, don't get me, y'all know what whorish ways. Whorish ways simply is this. For a woman, a whorish ways is putting on some short, exposing your breasts and going out there looking for attention. What you gonna leave your girls out for if you don't want nobody to comment on them? That's what you're exposing them for. If you got on a net dress with some panties, you want that attention. To me, those are whorish ways. Whorish ways is, oh yeah, I'm finna go out with so-and-so and I'm gonna let him take me to dinner, and then we'll see what happened after then. And after then just means how he splurged on her or whatever, what happens after then. Those are whorish ways. For a man, same thing, other than knowing you got a woman, spitting game at another woman, mistreating her, mistreating your children, spending your money, coming home talking crazy to her after you done been out there doing whatever, making it rain or whatever. Y'all know what horse ways is. I can go on and on and on from A to Z.
Okay,
They can listen to that song by K. Michelle.
Oh yeah. I wanted to play it, but I found out we can't play it on YouTube. I get cut off.
That
But
song right there
tell-
Because you don't own the rights to it. Yeah.
But-
You're right about that.
oh, y'all going good. I can't wait till next week to have these gentlemen.
Girl,
and then
I'm
after
to
that,
be in the hallway.
and then after that, a week or a month later, I'm gonna bring y'all
All
all
together.
together. Y'all gonna sit all together. Nah, I just don't want no divorces.
If your man going out in short shorts and showing his abs and everything, you got a whole different other set of issues you need to talk about.
That's horse ways too. Out there flexing, trying to get attention.
Now, let me say this. I don't know. Chris was gonna come in and he made a statement to me, and he wanted me to ask you guys this: do y'all fix y'all man's plate? Pam, remember, look at the camera.
Yeah, look right at it. This
Now,
plate
Pam, I
is
know
for
yours probably not, because you don't even
I
cook.
don't even cook, so I ain't coming down making no plates. But
I'm about sick of that question. Who eat first? Who eat first is, when I was raising children, my kids are all grown now. I would cook, and I would always feed my children first.
Good.
Because normally they're the ones who are hungry. In today's society, who even sits down all together and eats? Nobody. I ain't seen the family sit down at dinner in a long time. I mean, let's just be honest.
at my house, I'm the only one that sit at the table by myself
Well, and
eat. Bruce is on the couch in front of the TV. Brianna's
They're
upstairs.
right.
I mean, and then when we go out to dinner,
Oh,
biggest pet peeve is we at a restaurant and everybody on their phone.
Right.
And I'm like, we could have stayed at home and did
Right.
this.
Because no communication.
No,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and my husband picky, he don't like his food to touch. So, with that being said, fix it your damn fix it yourself. And I don't want him to fix mine because I'm picky as well. I can fix my own food because I say a little bit, his little bit might be a spoonful, my little bit might be a half a spoonful. So now, I'm mad because you done piled all this damn food on my plate. And then another thing about Dale is he think he's Chef Boyardee for real. The plate gotta be pretty and all this other stuff. Boy, I'm about to eat all this. The juice can run into each other.
oh
It's
yeah,
all going
I
down.
know that about
Yeah,
Dale. He wants everything separate.
Yeah, he want to take a picture, send it into a contest, so,
Bruce makes my plate,
Oh Lord, here
sometimes,
she go
but,
feed.
I can't say
yeah,
that.
but it's not like you wouldn't make his plate.
Yeah.
I mean, we so past that when you get to be in some of that stuff is just, Y'all in y'all 20s. Go on ahead and figure it out.
What was we talking about before we left? We were saying something, and we was gonna bring it up. Believe me, we don't rehearse this. It was just that.
Right.
Hey, it took a lot for me to get my sister on this
Okay.
podcast, so I had to kind of rehearse with her all the stuff. But what was we talking about? I can't think of. We was gonna bring a comment up because she was ready. She was ready to go in on it and stuff like that. And I just thought about it, and
I know the one thing too I want to bring up is what y'all think about this abortion stuff? Because I mean, I'm past that stage in life, but
well, you know, my last three guests, Chris, James, and Savar. James, he was everything they said yes, he said no. Everything he said no, they said yes.
Yeah.
Finally, I had to say, James, how many lights up in here? We agreed that it was 3. I had to make sure the boy understood something and it was a good show because he was not giving in, you know, and that's what I like about it. But what's your opinion?
Why can't we be in control of our own bodies?
because after a while they're gonna tell you how many kids you can have. Because if you could tell me what to do with the kid, can you come over here and feed them and take care of it and pay for daycare and all this other stuff? Because that's not a choice that someone should have to make about your life. And don't get me wrong, I'm pro-life, but there's too many circumstances and situations around abortion.
Right.
And just for the record, I've never had one. I got 5 all mine living. You know, if I'd have killed one of them, all of them would have been gone.
I know this when we asked him, well, what about a situation where a young lady gets raped? She have to keep the kid? He dodged that question like, I don't know. He danced her. He didn't know what to say then.
That's the only thing that they're saying in that case. Then it would be reviewed, I guess, and you know.
Reviewed by, it ain't nobody's business to review.
Right, but no,
Never
but
mind.
I'm just saying
sorry.
that's what legislators. That's what they're saying. You know, in the states that they pass, only if you've been raped. But how you gonna prove all that? What I got to do? Go get a report and all this stuff? And you know, I could lie. You know, and go, hey, I was raped. You know.
And then like another point was, okay, they making you keep this baby, and Chris has said that you had this baby. Then every time you look at this baby every day, you know that you start resenting what's gonna happen. Gonna be just like these kids, killing these kids and stuff like that. Because you know it's hard when there's a lot of people out there that want to adopt. But then again, I think you made the comment. Who wants to carry a baby for 9 months and then give it away?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And even so, with that, all they're gonna do is go to another state where abortion is legal, and that's all. I mean, are you really, you know, saving lives?
Yeah.
So you know, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of controversy. This world is getting out of hand. I mean, I know Pope God just be looking down, be saying, "Who Jesus?" Your
Pam
sister.
already thinks something happening because we still wearing coats in May. But the sun on its way. The devil got a time shut down here. It's on its way.
So I got a sweater on in May. I'm like, well, something ain't right about this situation. Yeah.
I think we gonna just whiz through the summer. This is my belief, and when it's gonna come in normally, I feel like we've kind of had normal. It's not normal, but it's kind of normal a little bit because last summer, the summer before that has been extremely hot.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so for us to have a decent May, I'm thinking God just showing us a little mercy, and I'm praying that He just.
Also, I'm gonna piggyback on what we talked about with the Chris and them last time. They was talking about what's his name again? Steph Curry.
Steph Curry,
Yeah. What y'all was thinking about that? Because I know you have commented in the first.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to readjust.
So I have to say this because we get out of hand with our thoughts. So Aisha Curry is just a woman, just like I am. She just happened to be married to a rich man who plays basketball. But she's still a woman. She's still a human being. She still has the same insecurities as I do, but hers just come with a bank account. So when she has media all in her face and she says something that we deem as stupid or inappropriate, it's blown out of context, only because of now this new social media thing. But as pretty as she is, and she got everything at her disposal, wouldn't you think the woman would lack something? Everybody, one thing about life, and God gives to us all gracefully and equally, we all don't have it all. If we got beauty, we tend to don't have brains. Y'all know some folks, you know,
Yeah.
if you,
We say it all the day. Thank goodness this person is pretty, because then when she get grown, and unfortunately, I ain't gonna tell nobody where I work at, so don't bring it out. But we see them all the time. Oh, that baby need to stay pretty, because guess what? When she get grown, ain't nothing gonna be working for her, because she got to live off her beauty. And unfortunately,
right, they be dumb as a sack of rocks. But and I'm not saying that's her case, but she said that Steph gets all the attention. Well, Steph get all the attention because Steph got all the money. Right. You know, I mean, he's a decent looking brother. He ain't my type. He too light skinned. You know, but
It ain't the money, it's the talent too. The dude is talented.
With women, it's the money.
Oh.
No, with women.
I thought you meant overall attention.
No, I'm talking about when she was saying that he gets hit on all the time. Well, he gets hit on because he's Steph Curry, right? But
all those guys are rich. He's just, his talent is what made him a household name, and then fame fame more than money.
But
right?
even if he wasn't a household name, he's rich enough to where you're going to have those groupies always on him. And that's what she was saying. And so she was saying, basically, I understood her to say, like, well, what's wrong with me? I'm pretty, but ain't nobody going to touch you with a stick, because can't nobody bring nothing to you that Steph is bringing. A man, down, you can't even throw yourself at one, like, no.
Because we used to make the statement all the time, be careful. And I don't remember some of the kids where we say, when you raise your kids, be careful how you raise your kids, because that daughter, you raising her all high society and stuff, ain't no man gonna be able to match what you're doing, even though you supposed.
I tell James that all the time with Jaylee.
Why she raised? But what I'm saying is, you know, you can do for your kids, and we did it too. Chris used to sit here and complain, like, now as he's grown, over 20, Christmas ain't this and this and this.
Same,
but all I have to do is go get the VHS that we had when we was growing up and play it for him. He had a big ass Christmas tree, and he got about 1,000 presents and stuff like that. Right. So what I'm trying to say is, like you said, be careful how you raise your kids, because when especially like daughters, certain lifestyle.
But I tell my daughter Brianna, I say, have your own stuff. I don't want her to have to depend on a man and she not work. I'm raising her to always have a job. It's okay to share your money with your husband, put it together, but don't depend on a man to take care of you.
They always say have your extra bank account.
Yeah.
Is it true?
Oh, yeah.
It works.
And I'm only asking because
households,
Well, mom and dad share one bank account, but then I remember mom.
Girl,
had
you know your mom had a separate bank account because her mother was my mother.
and see, me and Bruce don't share bank.
Oh yeah, I used to always think that was crazy, and my dad thought that was crazy with Pale.
But it works for us.
But in their age era, that's what they, in their era, back in the day, they came from nothing up until something. Like, say, they built something.
Right.
So, see, like, today's world, when you talk to older people, they looking like, what, baby, y'all do that? And, and that kind of stuff, they think that's unheard of.
Right.
But I can remember my grandma didn't have bank account. She had all her money under the bed. And that's real talk.
Right.
That's some real talk. She had her money sold into her mattress.
Dang.
So, people from different eras, they believe in different things. But, I believe we collectively pay bills out of an account. And I got about 3-4 accounts. And some of them just got my name on them, because it just depends on the situation. Not that I don't trust him. It's just that I like my own money for certain things. I might be saving for something.
What Bruce say the reason why y'all can't, because
he said I like to shop too much. So
but
if I work every day, I'm buying myself something when I get paid. That's just a must.
And I'm finna put Pam on the spot. What's your pet? This is Pam's pet peeve when she listens to other women and they got to go and do something before they can buy something. Oh, here she go. See, I told you she'd be able to do this podcast. Go on and say it. Now look in the camera when you speak.
Like, I'm at work and I have on a nice necklace or something, and one of my coworkers might say, "Your husband let you buy that necklace?" What? He let me. Do you not see me sitting at his desk 8 hours a day?
right.
I can't get. I'm sorry, but I have to ask my husband if I could spend $20 to go with you to have dinner. Are you kidding me? I just don't understand.
I just like and it's so sad that it is happening out there. But I'm not trying to make a joke of it. But Pam, she takes it to the next level because she be like,
I work hard.
oh yeah, Pam, I
40
remember
hours a week.
we was talking about the question was, would you do stuff? And you said if you didn't work hard or you didn't work, yeah, you remember. I told you I took a lot of prepping to get my sister here on this podcast.
Like, if Bruce wanted me to cook and clean and be his beck and call girl, of course, but keep me at home. Don't have me out there working 40 hours a week. Then I'm gonna be the best beck and call girl you ever seen. The house gonna be spotless, laundry gonna be done.
And that's a good subject.
Yeah,
Touching on that.
Where is it written that it says, I do my 40 hours a week, you do your 40 hours a week, and then I come home and I'm responsible for
the house,
the laundry, the cleaning,
Pam even taught me, said don't wash on weekends. Pam, she wanted to stop me from washing on the weekends.
Because I see Bruce still chilling on the weekends, and then I'm washing and dusting. I'm like, wait. I want to rest and watch TV and stuff.
And chill.
So I'm not doing no more laundry on the weekends. I'm doing it through the week. How about that?
Yeah, back in the day, and I keep referring to that. See, that's like, old timer stuff. But women didn't work. You know, men went and got it and brought it back. And that's why women did laundry and took care of the children, and they had a slew of children because every time he left and came back, she was pregnant, so, but that was back in the day. Now that we are liberated, you have to make that happen in your household.
Right.
You have to make sure that you guys equally do things. So my husband, he'll throw a load of clothes in the washing machine because he used most of the clothes anyway. Right. And ain't none of my clothes. I got enough underwear for 3 months. So you really don't. I ain't got to wash that often, and and I don't stink like that. So I can take my jeans off and wear them again. So in today's society, when people are stuck in that, that's because that's what they choose to do, or they have a man from that era who may have grown up like that. A lot of stuff that we deal with today it comes from how we were raised, and that's all, everything from your upbringing, your issues, your mental issues, and all that stuff, like hatred and love. All that stuff comes from how you were raised.
My mom doing a lot too, working and still taking care of me and sin. But once I got married and me and Bruce had our first child, I got him involved.
Oh, Pam used to make me laugh. Pam said, "Oh, it's his turn to take him to the doctors," and Pam had.
I say, okay, Bruce, I took him to the dentist. He has a doctor's appointment for shots. This is where you need to be and what time. And then Bruce did that. We took turns with baths. Where is it written that say I have to do all the bath time?
And you know what that came from? Because men, quote unquote, didn't know about how to raise children, but they didn't know because nobody ever gave them a shot at it.
Yes.
I tell her that all the time. Like, my daughter Kristen, she don't want her baby to go to Texas. with her daddy. she don't want her baby to go with her dad. I say, girl, that's her daddy. Let him learn how to take care of her. Right. That's his daughter too. But see, that's that nurturer in us, and we don't trust the men like that, because we don't feel like, he don't know how to take care of
Brianna, I showed him how to wash and everything. You got to open up some stuff and just get, I showed Bruce, and he was open to giving her a bath,
But you know what? Some men are, I read that, and I don't know if y'all ever read this, that some women are uncomfortable with their husbands giving their daughters baths.
Well, why would you think he would look at her like that?
That was that's exactly the bell rung because I said to myself, if you uncomfortable with her own daddy bathing her, then you uncomfortable with him. Yeah. That's an issue that you got.